The sports desk here for NETV Sports as we're just about ready for C1 action in the state high school volleyball tournament today. It's Columbus Scotus against Grand Island Central Catholic. This match, Kathy, one of the most anticipated matches of the year. It seems like every year they do meet. Columbus Scotus has been turned away twice now in consecutive finals by Grand Island Central Catholic. Kind of a thorn in the side, so to speak. Grand Island Central Catholic has been to Columbus Scotus, but tonight Scotus has a chance to pull that thorn out.
Yeah, it's really good. These two teams are like an institution here. We tend to see them often here in the finals, and they've been battling back and forth. I'm sure tonight's going to be a great match as always, and this is the opportunity for either team, you know, to keep their streak going here against each other, or to make the change here and get that championship back. So I think we'll have a great match ahead of us.
Now, Columbus Scotus was probably of the two teams the one most expected to be in this final. They returned 4 starters from last year. Mandy Sluzarski, who shared time with Rhea Wemhoff. Carmen Burbach also came back. Shauna Greiner came back, as did Audrey Pfeiffer for Columbus Scotus. However, Grand Island Central Catholic with a whole bunch of new faces in here. They graduated a lot of folks to Division I college volleyball.
Yeah, they got a whole new crew in, and sometimes that's nice. You just get a whole bunch of kids, and they're really willing to work hard and earn those spots, and so you tend to get some really good play out of those people because they're working hard to get on the court, where before they had some people returning over and over. So, and they apparently stepped in and done a nice job, and as I talked to Coach earlier, some games it's one person and another game it's another, and so you never know who's going to do it, but somebody seems to always step in and take care of business. So I know they're excited to be back here.
Well, talking to head coach Sharon Zavala of Grand Island Central Catholic before the game, she says that her new star, Jenny Kropp, the sophomore middle blocker for these Crusaders, is farther along right now than both Val Week and Lindsay Luther were, and that's a high compliment because those were both great players, and they're now at Kansas State.
And doing a great job there. I mean, Val Week is right now playing and starting part of the time for him, so that's really saying a lot right there, but that's exciting to see, and again, it's exciting to see that the people around her have stepped up and are playing at a high level to complement her. So that's neat for her to see, and looks like she's going to have her for a couple years here too to work with. So some neat changes are going to probably happen.
6'2", a sophomore for Grand Island Central Catholic. You got to think, Kathy, that she might even put another inch or two on that frame before she's done, as only a sophomore, 6'2". What a find for Coach Sharon Zavala to come up with someone that tall and that good this early on.
Right, yeah, and to have coordination and all those factors also that are in place already. That's really nice to see, and then you can really, you know, work on training and technique and that type of thing. And so I'm sure she's excited to have a great player with her again.
There you see Sharon Zavala, obviously excited, as Kathy said. You can see her there, just brimming over with emotion so far. And we talk about the stars on Grand Island Central Catholic. Jenny Kropp has got to come. Speaking of brimming over with emotion, there we go. There's someone who's excited about this one. Jenny Kropp, of course, for Grand Island Central Catholic, the star, but Columbus Scotus is laden with stars. The 4 returning starters, and they've even found a couple of new players this year. Julie Truba, one that comes to mind. She missed the first half of the season with mono, but she's come in and she's starting to play the best volleyball of the season right now.
Yeah, and that's nice. You got a nice core of people back, and they again set the tone kind of for the team. This is the work ethics that we need. This is the tempo that we're playing at, and they provide that consistency and leadership, and that really helps some people step in and fill those spots and make them be strong players as well. And so I'm sure that's been a big contributing factor.
Well, Kathy, you and I saw these two teams last year in the same place at the same time on almost the same day. One of the familiar faces for Columbus Scotus, really the key to that offense, is their setter, Shauna Greiner. She had another great season this year.
You know, a setter is really invaluable. If you've got somebody who can run a system, it's just like a quarterback. You got a great quarterback, your team tends to be great. And the things that she does for her team are really really incredible, and that's what's really helped them to be at this level. And she highlights some of those stronger players that she's got attacking for her, and so I'm sure they're glad to have her, and as well as the whole team. It's really a key player to be a very strong leader.
This has been one of the most anticipated matches of the tournament. When the seeds were announced, you could just see it going down the line. Grand Island Central Catholic, the 3 seed, Columbus Scotus, obviously the #1 seed in C1, and frankly one of the best teams in the state regardless of class, Columbus Scotus.
Yeah, and again, it's nice that the two of them, since they both have been so strong and are so strong, continuing here, that they did get in the opposite bracket, so they got themselves back here and got a chance to battle each other here in the finals for another chance.
Now, Kathy, how big a factor is it for Columbus Scotus and Grand Island Central Catholic both? Scotus has beaten Grand Island Central Catholic 3 times during the regular season, and it's awfully tough to beat someone 3 times in a year, let alone 4, which they're going to have to try to do tonight.
Right, and it's just a mental thing a lot of times. It's just like any game. It's hard to beat a team over and over and over again without the other team making changes to find a way to change that. And I'm sure each time they've met, they've had some different strategies. Maybe some didn't work. Maybe they got a new one this time, or they've worked on things to maybe protect against some of the other team's strengths. And so I'm sure they went to the drawing board to try and make some changes. And hopefully, that's going to work for them. I'm sure they're going to give it all they got.
Well, Sharon Zavala definitely trying to work up a new strategy tonight, as they have been beaten 3 times by Scotus during the year. But Grand Island Central Catholic is familiar with this. Last year, the same situation. Grand Island Central Catholic came out on top. They seem to be able to come out on top in these championship games.
Yeah, and both teams have the experience being here, but it just comes down to who plays at the top level at the right time. And you've got new kids playing against some experienced kids and that kind of thing. Those things are some little things that make a big difference.
On paper, Kathy, you'd probably have to give the slight edge to Columbus Scotus just because of so many returning starters from last year. They have the experience of the championship game. That can help you, but that also can hinder you. Perhaps for Grand Island Central Catholic, you might think, well, the new kids may be nervous, but they may be so new to this that they just shrug it off.
Right. A lot of times then they don't feel the pressure. They're just in here. We're playing. Yes, it is state championship, and we're here, and we've got all these people and the TV, and that's exciting for them. But I think, Coach Savalas has been here. She's prepared these kids and say, hey, this is another match. Just keep doing what we've been doing, and don't get, overwhelmed by the surroundings or that we've been beaten this many times. We've got nothing to lose, and so we're going out there. Let's give it all we got. The
pressure tonight is definitely on Columbus Scotus. They've lost now to Grand Island Central Catholic in their last 2 state finals appearances. They try to avoid a 3 in a row, a three-peat here for Grand Island Central Catholic tonight. Coach Sharon Zavala, she says, frankly, we're going to need a lot of luck tonight. We're going to need Scotus to play a little off their game. She obviously is respecting the fact that Scotus has so many talented players.
Yeah, both these coaches, I think, have a lot of respect for each other and the programs that they've developed. And I know that they like playing each other because of that respect. And I think, they know what each other has. Like, they played already 3 times, and so they're just going to do what they can and focus on the things that they need to focus on.
Both teams placing a big winning streak on the line tonight. Scotus obviously unbeaten on the year. They've gone 27 matches, 27 wins. Grand Island Central Catholic with a pretty modest streak going on their own. 15 straight matches on the line tonight for Grand Island Central Catholic. Central Catholic, the number 3 seed. Scotus, the number 1 seed. And of course, we all know about the working between each other during the past 3 finals. It has been Scotus losing to Grand Island Central Catholic the last 2 years, whether it happens this year or not. No starters back for Grand Island Central Catholic from last year's championship team.
Well, the teams come to the...
Well, we've been talking a lot about the players involved in this. Let's find out who they are. Heading over to PA announcer Barry Moore.
For 1995. These 2 teams are longtime traditional rivals in the state volleyball tournament, and again, they both had outstanding seasons. We suggest whoever you are, wherever you're from, get up and give these girls a hand for being where they are tonight. Thank you very much. So now let's meet the teams. Their score is below guess. Their record is 29 wins and 5 losses. Welcome, Grand Island Central Catholic. The non-starters are number 1, Christy Mejo. Number 3, Lua Majore. Number 4, Carol Week. Number 5, Emily Pfeiffer. Number 8, Amy Janke. Number 11, Adrian Nielsen. Number 13, Heather Budd. Number 15, Allison Urbanski. 00, starter Jessica Renner. Number 2, Dara Zavala. Number 6, Allison Papp. Number 9, Jenny Rempe. Number 10, Tracy Shutt. Number 17, Jenny Kropp. The coach is Saren Zavala. The assistant coach, Mary Jenke. And now their score is below home. Their record is 27 wins and no losses. Welcome Columbus Scotus Central Catholic. The non-starters are number 2, Christy Korth. Number 3, Stacy Roshi. Number 4, Nikki Jaswick. Number 5, Jody Eichmeyer. Number 6, Amy Rushoff. Number 10, Kim Rickard. The starters. Number 1, Shauna Greiner. Number 7, Mandy Slesarski. Number 8, Carmen Burbach. Number 9, Rhea Wemhoff. Number 11, Julie Truba. Number 12, Audrey Pfeiffer. The coach, John Peterson. The assistant coaches, Janet Tooley and Julie Blaser. The officials for this game, Alice Ritzdorf and Ken Ritzdorf. And now, let's play volleyball.
Thank you very much, Barry Moore. Time to play volleyball indeed between these two teams. Very familiar with each other, as we've said, in state finals. Very familiar with each other during the season. What does Grand Island Central Catholic need to do, Kathy, if they're going to pull the upset here and beat Scotus, who's beaten them 3 times?
I think they're going to really have to key on. They've got a lot of strong attackers on a Scotus squad, and they really need to keep balance and get us all blocks set up there. They also are going to need to be really tough on their defense. Try and limit their errors, keep the ball in play, and let Scotus have a chance to make the errors for them.
Does Scotus coach John Peterson, Kathy, have to put anything new in order to fool the Crusaders that he's seen already 3 times this year, or can he just run the offense and that will be enough?
I'm sure he's keyed in. These are the things that we've been successful with. Let's continue to do that. These are things that created problems for them. Let's really make sure we're focusing on continuing to do that. Just play our game. Let's not get too wrapped up in what they're doing. Let's do what works for us. If that's not working, we can make some slight adjustments.
We're just about ready to start off the Class C1 final. Our 5th of 6 finals today on Nebraska ETV. Glad you're with us. I'm Kevin Kugler, along with former Nebraska All-American Kathy DeBoer-Wieskamp, and we're underway as Scotus serves. Jenny Kropp with the attack, and it's long, and a point already for Columbus Scotus.
Kropp's real aggressive. We're going to be seeing her attack from the front quite a bit tonight here, appearing at different places as well.
Rhea Wemhoff serving for Scotus. Setting up this time for Renter, blocked in front by Burbach, and it falls a side out to Grand Island.
Brenner does a nice job. They attacked initially on the outside. Now they're coming from the backside. She's real aggressive back there and really beat the block.
There is Zavala on the serve for the Crusaders. Push it over now. Free try for Grand Island Central Catholic. Here's Kropp. And it's on the line. A point for Central Catholic.
Here we see Kropp hitting from the middle. She attacks and hits right on the edge of the sideline, gets her team the ball.
There you see Dara Zavala serving for the Crusaders. They'll set it up this time. It's Burbach. And it falls a side out for Scotus.
Nice attack by Burbach. Fall right in front of the defenders. They were there. They're just not ready quite to play that ball coming off the block.
Both teams very aggressive early. And a receiving violation, a point for Columbus. Scotus leads 2-1.
You're going to see Columbus, Scotus, I think, serving really tough, trying to create problems for Central Catholic. So they're going to step back there and really crack the ball.
Tough serve that time by Shauna Greiner. She'll set it up now. And the attack is taken nicely by Dara Zavala in the back row. They'll push it over. Shamrocks with a free try here. This is Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer drives it home.
Great attack by Pfeiffer. She sees there's a hole. The blocker's in close. She goes right between them, gets a nice kill.
Look how high she got up on that. That was quite a leap by Pfeiffer. 3-1 now. Scotus leads. This is Kropp. Now Burbach, and it falls. Another point for Scotus. 4-1. Scotus in the lead. And Scotus early on, Kathy, is really assertive, really taking themselves and taking Grand Island Central Catholic out of this early.
They're being real aggressive. They're attacking really aggressive at them and from different areas, and so that's really helping them right now.
Griner still on the serve. The set by Rempe. This time it's Renter, and it's blocked. Net violation, and a point again for Columbus Scotus. And Sharon Zavala wants to stop this. She'll take a timeout with Scotus up 5-1. Columbus Scotus looking like they do not want a repeat of the last two state finals, Kathy. They've really come out and taken it to the Crusaders early on.
They're being real aggressive. They got strong attackers up front, and several of them, and then they're utilizing all those right now, trying to keep the Central Catholic defenders off balance here. And they're also really running Kropp across the net by attacking from different areas.
Coming onto the court now, Carmen Burbach again. She was being tended to a little bit by a trainer on the side there. She's back on and ready to go for Scotus. She's an important player for Scotus too. Returning starter, only a junior, and according to head coach John Peterson, their best all-around player. 5-1 serving now again, Shauna Griner, and a receiving violation again, 6-1 Scotus.
Yeah, they're just being really aggressive on the serves, and if Grand Island's a little nervous, a little bit, ball handling is the first thing you see to be affected, and right now it's they're having a little bit of trouble.
Almost another one there. This time Renter will try to push it over, and it goes into the net. Another point for Scotus. The Crusaders, Kathy, really out of sync right now.
Yeah, and again, it's probably a lack of experience, a little bit of nerves. They try to get an attack off here, and Renter just catches the ball low and sends it right into the bottom of the net.
The set and the attempt by Kropp. Off the block, taken nicely in the back. This is Burbach. She's long and a side out to the Crusaders.
Burbach comes in real aggressive on her attack, just doesn't snap it off, finish that attack off with the wrist snap and sends it long.
So Jessica Renter, the 5'9" senior, will serve for Grand Island Central Catholic. Griner sets it this time for Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer does the job on the attack with the kill, and Scotus gets the side out.
Pfeiffer does a nice job. She drives hard to the ball here, and she's really jumps well as reaches very high with that arm, and that's allowing her to hit over the block and hit into areas of the court.
Christy Korth subs in for Audrey Pfeiffer, and Korth now, the 5'3" sophomore, is on the serve with Scotus up 7-1. The set and the attack this time by Tracy Shutt. Now Truba tips it over. Here's Kropp, and Kropp is wide and long, and it's going to be a point for Columbus Scotus, 8-1 lead. And Sharon Zavala will take her second timeout here to try to stop this Scotus run. Scotus, Kathy, has reeled off 7 straight points.
They're doing a really nice job here being aggressive, and it looks like Central Catholic's a little bit nervous. They're a little bit, panicked what we can do. I'm sure Coach Zavala is telling them, just relax. And don't worry about it. We have a few errors. We're getting in sync here. Just pass the ball so we can run our offense, and that's what they're really trying to do.
None of the starters from last year's championship team for Coach Sharon Zavala have returned this year. This is a whole new bunch on the floor, but a lot of similar faces, similar looking faces for volleyball fans of Class C1 on the Scotus side for the players returning from last year's runner-up team, and it shows early on. Griner will set it up for Truba, and Truba pounds it home. And right now, Kathy, the Crusaders are having all kinds of problems with Scotus.
Yeah, and they're very attacked. Truba does a nice job. She reaches kind of over her head, and it's hard to read. The blockers aren't set up correctly, and she gets a nice kill off that by being aggressive with it.
Aggressive has been the trademark of Scotus all season long, and especially in this first game. They have really attacked hard and strong. 9-1, Scotus leading in game 1. The set for Kropp. She just pushes it over, and it falls in. Nice job by Kropp to recognize that she didn't need to use the power there.
Right. Sometimes an off-speed shot is as good a shot as a hard swing at the ball. She places the ball in front of the defenders instead of hard at them.
So the Crusaders with a life here. They get the ball on the side out and serve. Griner now sets it up. This is Truba, and Truba pushes it long, and the Crusaders finally break through and pick up a point. 9-2 now. Scotus leading Grand Island Central Catholic.
Here you'll see that attack. Truba catches it behind her head, and when they get the ball back there, it's very difficult for them to keep it in the court.
Jenny Rempe serving. Griner sets it for the attack from Mandy Sluzarski. This is Shutt, and Shutt is long. Side out to Scotus.
Central Catholics had some trouble here. They were making some errors long in the net and that kind of thing. They just need to get a couple in and then relax a little bit.
Carmen Burbach on the serve. Miscommunication there in the back row as Christy Medjo kind of backed away from that one, thinking it might go out of bounds, but Burbach was able to find the corner.
And she places it really nice spot right in that deep corner, making them make a decision if it's in or out.
So 10-2 now. Scotus leads in game one of this C1 final. That time it goes out as Jessica Renter lets it go on a side out to Central Catholic. Two substitutions now for Central Catholic. Heather Budd and Carol Week entering the game. Having a seat on the bench, Jenny Kropp and Dara Zavala. So a different lineup here, a much smaller lineup now for Grand Island Central Catholic. And we'll see how they can utilize that. The height hasn't been used so far to any advantage for them. Griner sets it up for Truba, and Truba finds the corner again. Nice job.
Yeah, there's nobody right now in that corner, and she's turning and hitting into that deep corner. Nobody's there to play that ball, so she's getting an easy kill off of that.
Mandy Sluzarski serving now for Scotus, up 10-2. Almost a miss hit. Griner will set it up for Scotus now. Truba right through the block, and a point for Scotus. Not much going right now for Grand Island Central Catholic.
No, Truba's being real aggressive up front. The whole team is really attacking strong. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
Setting it up is Rempe. This is Heather Budd, and Budd is into the net. Another point for Scotus.
Budd was kind of pulling into the net. The ball was real tight. She went up aggressively after and couldn't keep herself out of the net trying to be so aggressive.
12-2, Scotus leads. Another substitution for Central Catholic as Sharon Zavala tries to slow the momentum. Emily Pfeiffer into the game now. And sitting down is Jenny Rempe. This is Sluzarski, and she serves into the net. So a side out and a break for Central Catholic. We'll see what they can do with it here, as on the serve now is Tracy Shutt. Griner with a pretty solid set, and it's blocked back. And it's right on the line. The kill, and Central Catholic finally gets another point.
Bud does a nice job. She's up there aggressively, takes that left hand and hits it right over top everybody.
So with the smaller lineup, Central Catholic's able to get some points on the board. Through the block, and the kill that time by Julie Truba. We've been talking about her name quite a bit. Julie Truba's had a pretty solid game one for Scotus.
She comes in here and actually hits the tape, and it bounces over top the defender, actually in between the back row player and the front row tip cover person.
Truba missed the first half of the season with mononucleosis, and according to head coach John Peterson, she's starting to play her best volleyball right now, and she's playing it right now in this final as she gets the service ace. And another point for Scotus, and Scotus is running away with this right now, 13-3 in game one. Truba will serve again. The set and the kill attempt by Budd. The attack, no good. Scotus is going to have to try to push it over, and they're going to fall short, and a side out to Central Catholic.
Good hustle play on defense here. They just couldn't control it quite. So Central Catholic here gets a chance to serve.
Julie Truba sits down for Scotus. Nikki Jaswick into the game. Allison Paff on the serve. Griner, the set. This is Pfeiffer. And here come the Crusaders. Renter. Can Scotus save it? They do. Nice job on defense. This time it's Budd. And Budd powers it home through the block. And a side out. And excuse me, a point to Central Catholic. It's 13-4 Scotus.
Bud does a nice job. She's a left hand, so the block really needs to set up differently than on a right hander. They got to keep track of that. And right now Bud's winning up there because of that.
13-4, Griner hustles it home. And it goes off the arms of Carol Week right into the face of Allison Paff. And as a side out for Scotus. Not exactly the play Sharon Zavala drew up there.
No.
13-4, Scotus leading. Rhea Wemhoff on serve. Bud again, the left-hander. And just as you said, Kathy, she had another success there with the attack.
Bud's come in and really sparked the Crusaders here a little bit. She's been real aggressive up to the front. She's got 2 or 3 kills, and she's just going aggressive after the ball. She's real relaxed out there, and that's why she's being more successful. And
Bud has a seat on the bench as Dara Zavala and Jenny Kropp re-enter the game, also sitting down Carol Week. This is Burbach. 4-hit violation on Scotus, a point for Central Catholic, and it now stands at 13-5, Scotus leading.
Burbach's coming in aggressively. She kind of twisted her ankle. We said earlier the trainer was looking at her. I guess an ankle is bothering her a little bit, so she may not be jumping quite as well.
Looks like her left ankle, Kathy, is pretty heavily taped at this point. Nice dig in the back row by Allison Paff. But the Crusaders will have to push it over. A free try now for the Shamrocks. Griner set. And the attempt, nice dig in the back row by Zavala again. Here's Kropp, and she's blocked back by number 12, Audrey Pfeiffer. Nice volley there, and Scotus ends up on the winning end.
Great block. Both blockers are there set up, and they've sealed the net very well. Ball didn't even get past the net.
Griner now on the serve. Scotus up 13-5. This time it's Renter on the attack. Blocked in the front again. Griner with a poor set that time, off the net quite a bit. Crusaders will try to get something going with Renter. Now Griner sets it up next to the net this time, and the kill is kept alive by the Crusaders. Nice job, and then it's knocked out of bounds by Jessica Renter. A point for Scotus, and Scotus is 1 point away from claiming game 1 of this C2 final, or the C1 final.
I think everybody thought that ball almost was out of bounds, hit the antenna. Columbus kind of was surprised that it was kept in play.
Griner serving for game 1. And a service ace off of Allison Paff, and it's 15-5 Scotus in the first game of this C1 final. Shauna Griner obviously very happy with that service ace. The Shamrocks have game 1, 15-5. Scotus doing everything right in that first game, and the Crusaders perhaps needed a game to work out these jitters of being in the state final with a whole new bunch of kids.
I think you can see the experience, you know, playing a factor here, as well as the confidence right now. Scotus is playing very confident, you know, and it's paying off for them. They're being very strong in all their moves and their decisions, and that's what's, you know, winning the battle there. Here again, when you see that game point, tough serve. They're serving them tough, keeping Grand Island out of their offense.
Shauna Griner has been serving tough that entire first game. There you see it, right off of Allison Paff. No chance for Tracy Shutt to track it down, and the Crusaders find themselves down a game to Scotus, 15-5. Not quite that cold in here that you need a hat on, but awfully cold outside. And there you see the ankle being taped up, and that, of course, is Carmen Burbach. We talked, Kathy, about her ankle bothering her, and that's pretty obvious that she is having a little problem with that ankle, having it taped up right now on the sidelines. But to be real honest with you, Scotus didn't need Carmen Burbach as a big factor in game 1.
Well, she did a nice job too handling. She was, you notice when she was attacking it, she wasn't quite jumping as high, driving in as hard, and when she was landing, she was coming down a little softer. So she did some nice things by making some adjustments, by not making errors, keeping the ball in play even if she was a little off balance. And
you could see the experience really show there for Scotus, because when, as Coach Peterson says, Carmen Burbach, your best all-around player, when she goes down, there were other players on that team that were able to pick up the slack, mainly Julie Truba.
Right. I mean, they did a great job. The whole team, you know, stayed at the level that they wanted to play at, and everybody did their job. And so it's paying off for them, and that just feeds right into their confidence.
We're just about ready for game number 2. Sharon Zavala trying to get her troops ready for game number 2 and trying to get them back into this, as Scotus has won the first match, or the first game in relatively easy fashion, 15-5. Scotus really never threatened. They led 9-1 at one point before Grand Island was able to get a point. There you see Sharon Zavala talking it over with the Crusader Brain Trust on the sideline, trying to figure out a way to slow down these Shamrocks. And there's John Peterson. He's trying to figure out a way to keep them from slowing down the Shamrocks. And he's got a lot of experience out on the floor trying to break that Grand Island Central Catholic spell in state final games. What needs to happen here, Kathy, for Grand Island Central Catholic in game number 2?
I think they just need to, first of all, relax. I'm sure Coach Zavala has told them, just get out there and play. We're in the finals, you know, go for it. They're mishandling balls. They hit several balls out. They had several hitting errors, that type of thing. Just make some changes. Let them try and make the errors instead of us. Let's keep it in play, make smart decisions, and that's going to help us.
There is Zavala serving as we get underway here in game 2. Little tip try by Pfeiffer. Set up now for Renter. She tries it as well. Can the Shamrocks keep it alive? No, they can't. And Grand Island Central Catholic draws first blood. They lead 1-0.
Renter does a nice job. She comes in and tips it real short and tight to the net, and that makes a tough ball to play.
Zavala on the serve. Greiner sets it up for Burbach. And Burbach into the net, or excuse me, it's a side out anyway to Scotus.
That ankle didn't seem like it was bothering her here. She came in and drove really aggressively to the ball.
Right off the block. And Scotus now on the serve. This is Kropp, the attack, and she powers it home. That's the first we've seen of Jenny Kropp and her powerful attack. She has a real nice arm motion, Kathy.
Quick arm swing. She takes that ball and pulls through and snaps it. That line about 15 feet right down the line. Great shot.
Renter on the serve for the Crusaders, who lead 1-0 here in game 2. This time it's Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer off the block, and a side out to Scotus, so the Crusaders not able to get any more points on serve.
Pfeiffer does a nice job. She's got 2 blockers there, so she tries to beat the block or use their hands, and she wins that one.
Shauna Greiner, who served so well in game number 1, back on serve. Here's Kropp again. Took a little something off that one. Greiner, and a back row try by Wemhoff. Here's Kropp again, through the block. And it's dug out by the Shamrocks. Kropp again, and all Jenny Kropp on that one.
Kropp did a great job. She hit on the outside. She wasn't in position to really kill the ball, so she made a nice off-tempo shot, got back in the middle, got a set. She did a really nice job. She's not making the errors we talked about.
And Kropp, who was very quiet in game 1, trying to assert herself more aggressively in game number 2. This time it's Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer off the block, and a side out to Scotus. So we're playing a little side out volleyball right now.
Yep, they're just kind of answering back one to the other here. Both of them are being real aggressive on the attack, and right now both of them are getting the side out ball.
Into the game now for Scotus is Christy Korth. She will serve. Scotus trailing 1-0 here in game 2. Zavala, and they'll just have to push it over. Free try now for the Shamrocks. Greiner sets it up. This is Burbach. Nice dig in the back row by Zavala. And once again, Grand Island Central Catholic gives Scotus the free try. Greiner with the set. And now the Crusaders with a free try. Rempe to Kropp. Tries to power it through the block, but can't. Scotus will try to reset here. Now they'll just push it over. This time, it's number 10, Tracy Shutt. Greiner sets it up for Burbach, and Burbach into the net. Not a real great set that time by Shauna Greiner.
Shauna Greiner was pushed a little tight. She tried jump set. She kept it out of the net. She didn't have much to work with. Gave her the ball in not quite a good position as she wanted it.
Into the game now for Grand Island Central Catholic is Heather Budd, who goes into the front row as Jenny Kropp enters the back row. This time it's Truba on the attack. Set up now for Tracy Shutt, and Shutt powers it home. Another point for the Crusaders, and Grand Island Central Catholic up 2-0.
Grand Island just seems to be a little more relaxed, and the same thing, they're not making those errors where they started out the first game, and so that's why they're having a little more success here, building some confidence.
Jenny Kropp serving with Grand Island Central Catholic up 2-0. Greiner for Burbach. The tip try falls in front of a diving Allison Papp. And that time Burbach using her head and noticing that she didn't need to power, just tip it in, and she had a big open space.
Nice choice.
Burbach now on the serve, and a service ace off the arms of Allison Papp. 2-1. Grand Island leading Scotus. And another service ace, and it's just, is it wide? No, it is in. They call a tip. It is a service ace nonetheless, and it's tied at 2. A little confusion among the officials there as to what the call was going to be. Was it touched? Just off the shoulder, it looked like, of Jenny Kropp.
See, it misdirected it.
Burbach serving again. The set. Now they'll push it over. Another free try for Scotus. This time it's Wemhoff. Set up for Bud. Bud will just try to punch it over, and she gets it to fall.
Bud's doing a nice job. She sent that ball over in the middle of the court. She wasn't in position to hit it hard. Put it in the middle, made everybody converge in there. Ball went out. Nobody was there to play it.
2-2 game here in game number 2. Bud tries the quick kill, the quick attack, and she couldn't get it to go side out for Scotus. Two-2 game. Scotus on the serve. Krop. And now the Crusaders will just have to push it over. So Scotus with a free ball here. Reiner. And this is Wemhoff. And Wemhoff swings it home.
Nice job again. That was set up with a free ball over. Wemhoff comes in aggressive. She's almost on her way down. Just catches the line.
And a service ace that time for Mandy Sluzarski, as Jenny Krop was a little off balance when it came to her.
Columbus Scotus is really serving tough. They're really making them move their feet. They're also making them make a decision. The balls are real close to that out of bounds line, and they need to make a decision.
Scotus up 4-2. Setting now for Renter. Griner will set it up for Truba. Nice dig in the back row there for the Crusaders. Renter again. Renter finds it home on the Scotus floor.
Grand Island does a nice job staying organized. They attack. The defense is pulled into the court. They need to stay to their sidelines, and then they'll be able to respond to that ball.
Serving for Grand Island Central Catholic is Allison Paff. Nice set that time, and the tip try by Truba. And it's out of bounds, and it will be a point for the Crusaders, who have tied it up now. Excuse me, it is 4-3, Scotus leading. Allison Paff. Griner. And now Wemhoff. Wemhoff through the block and a side out to Scotus.
Nice job. Burbach's doing a really nice job passing in the back row. That's setting up their offense, letting them do basically what they want. Wemhoff does a nice job again catching the blockers on their way down.
But it looks, Kathy, like Grand Island Central Catholic has worked out the jitters from the first game. Obviously, this one a much more competitive game number 2.
Even you look on their faces, they just seem a little more relaxed.
Jessica Renter on the attack, dug out and pushed over on the overpass. This will be Bud. Bud, the left-hander, finds a home again, Kathy. You look prophetic on that one, saying, and it's happening every time. They're not ready for the left-hander.
Right, and it's different. The block setup is different, and they tend to swing cross-court. Hitters tend to swing cross-court, and her cross-court is different than a right-hander, and she's being real successful.
4-3, Scotus leads Grand Island Central Catholic. Dara Zavala on the serve now. Griner will set it up, and this is Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer long, and it's going to be a point for Grand Island Central Catholic. We're tied at 4.
Pfeiffer got in a little bit early, a little bit anxious. She's used to hitting a little lower, faster ball. Got underneath it and couldn't control.
Griner sets it up again for Pfeiffer. This time Pfeiffer finds a home, and they have a side out for Scotus.
She controlled that again, better timing. As she gets in behind the ball, drives into the ball, she reaches really well, does a nice job hitting it right down the line.
John Peterson says of Audrey Pfeiffer, an excellent jumper. She showed it there. Krop tries to save it. Can the Crusaders keep it in play? They can. Nice job, but a free ball now for Scotus. This is Burbach. And a side out to Grand Island Central Catholic.
They got a free ball, and they're trying to speed up the offense. The ball's a little lower. Burbach just actually hit down a little bit too much.
Renter serving. Griner. Burbach again. Nice dig in the back row by Zavala. Can they keep it alive? Oh, what a play by Grand Island Central Catholic. Scotus is out of whack now. And a free try for the Crusaders. Dug nicely in the back row for Scotus. Here's Burbach. Renter tries to keep it alive. Now Zavala, and they'll push it over. Free ball, and it goes off the arms of number 4, Nikki Jaswick. And it's a point for Grand Island Central Catholic. Great hustle there.
Great hustle. Renner is running all over the court. She did a nice job chasing that ball down. Her team stayed poised and got the kill. Finished the side out.
Scotus a little off kilter here, and the block by Krop. As Pfeiffer tried to attack, Krop turned it away. And a timeout now for Columbus Scotus.
Here you see Pfeiffer's going right in the middle. The blocker is at 2 blockers right there. And she turns and hits it right into him. She needs to take that off the side. Kropp does a nice job there.
There's John Peterson just pulling the troops over and probably trying to calm them down here. They haven't had any challenge so far until this point in this match.
Yeah, I'm sure he's telling them, just relax, we're fine. You know, defensive-wise, let's just keep busting after balls and expect the ball to come back over. Grand Island's really being scrappy, chasing balls down, and again, not letting the ball die or not making the errors. They're giving it back to Scotus, so you make the error for us.
Now, Scotus has been in this position so many times in the state final against Grand Island Central Catholic. You have to wonder if the players in the back of their mind don't sort of think Grand Island Central Catholic could come back. They seem to beat us every year.
I'm sure they have the respect for that. I think they seem pretty confident, and they're just going to stay focused on what they need to do, I'm sure.
Renner serving. Griner will set it up now for Pfeiffer. And Pfeiffer goes long, and another point for Grand Island Central Catholic. It's 7-4.
Here you see again, Pfeiffer jumps really well. She goes right over the top, but just doesn't snap it off, keep it in court.
And a service ace for Dara Zavala. Excuse me, that's not Dara Zavala, that's Jessica Renter. And it's 8-4.
Renter's really picked up her play in this second game. She's been real aggressive up at the net, smart up there. She's also been chasing after balls, and now she's serving really tough.
Renter serving 8-4, Grand Island Central Catholic lead. Another tough serve to handle. Pfeiffer, can the Shamrocks keep it in play? They push it over. Free try for the Crusaders. Nice hustle there for Scotus. This is Kropp. Kropp powers it home into the corner.
Kropp has also picked up her level of play. She's been real aggressive here in the second game as far as her attack. She's also doing a nice job blocking.
Nice read on the attack there by Kropp, too, going away from the block that was set up by Scotus. Griner off the tip, and it falls in, a side out for Scotus. Audrey Pfeiffer there on the attack.
Pfeiffer does a nice job. She wasn't in position to swing hard at the ball, so she takes a little bit off. That drops it in front of the defenders.
And a net serve there for Shauna Griner. You won't see that too often. She only missed on 26 serves the entire season.
She's a veteran here, and that's a time you just work hard to get the ball back. You don't want to miss it in that situation.
Here's Griner. She'll set it up for Burbach. Nice dig in the back row. Kropp pushes her way in, and it's a free ball for Scotus. This time it's Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer drives it home. Nice job there by Pfeiffer.
They did a little quicker attack here. She comes in, and that beat the block. The block wasn't there, and she got the nice kill.
Into the game now for Scotus. Christy Korth and Julie Truba. Korth will serve, the 5'3" sophomore. She subs into the back row for Pfeiffer. Rempe sets it up for Kropp. Kropp does a nice job of recovering there. And a free try now for Scotus. Griner sets it up for Burbach. Burbach right down the line, and it's in. A point for Scotus. It is now 9-5, Grand Island Central Catholic.
Great hit by Burbach. She comes in aggressively, hits it right down the line. Perfect shot.
9-5, Central Catholic leading. The tip over. Nice dig there by Griner. Burbach pushes it over. Free try now for the Crusaders. Here's Kropp. Blocked in the front row. Kropp punches it back up. And this time it's shut. Griner with the set. And it looks like the Crusaders will try to push it back over. Here comes Scotus again. Griner to Burbach this time. Nice dig by Zavala. Punched over there by Paff. The tip try. Great volley going on here. Here's shut. And it falls in. The Crusaders win the marathon and get the side out.
Great rally by both teams. They were real aggressive on defense, keeping the ball alive, and kept their offense going. Again, Crusaders are doing a nice job not making the error, and they're busting after balls, keeping them up, keeping the ball alive.
Heather Budd and Carol Week into the game now. And Week serves into the net, a side out for Scotus.
And again, I'm sure they didn't want that after they worked so hard on that long rally to get that. Come in and have a service error.
Carmen Burbach, bad ankle and all, will serve. And she throws down a service ace. Nice job by Burbach.
She's really, like Coach Peterson said, a real complete player. She serves well. She's a really good passer. She passes most of the balls for them. And she's also aggressive up front.
First team All-State last year. And Burbach with another service ace. So when the Shamrocks needed their leader, Carmen Burbach has come to play. 9-7 Crusaders, and the Crusaders will take a timeout.
Here again, you'll get to see the tough, aggressive serve that we're seeing here from Burbach. That's 2 of them in a row for her. That really can affect a passing team's confidence.
Burbach with 45 service aces during the regular season for Columbus Scotus, and that led the team by 1 over Rhea Wemhoff. So Burbach, the team leader, first team All-State as a sophomore last year, and the best news for John Peterson and Shamrock fans is they have another year of Carmen Burbach.
That's always nice to get a complete player back, and somebody with experience in the leadership she's showing here is really impressive.
Sharon Zavala calling that timeout to try to get Burbach out of a rhythm. No service ace this time. Here's Bud, the left-hander. Nice job by Greiner as she hustles over to keep it in play. Rempe sets it up this time for Papp. Now the set by Sluzarski, and the attack by Amy Rushoff, whose name we haven't said much tonight, but Amy Rushoff with the kill, 9-8.
Amy does a nice job. She comes in here. The blockers are both jumping at different times, and so she wins in that situation. Carmen
Burbach still serves. 9-8 now, Grand Island Central Catholic. And Bud into the net. We're tied at 9. Scotus has climbed right back into this game number 2. They won game 1, 15-5. And Burbach with a service ace. Scotus leads 10-9. What a run for Carmen Burbach. And another timeout for Grand Island. Shamrock fans loving how their team has come back here in game 2. They have peeled off 6 straight points, Kathy.
Here again, you'll see she's just clearing the net by just inches, and that's making it difficult. It doesn't give the passers enough time to move in, or they're not moving quick enough anyway. And she's really affecting their passing confidence just because she's stepping back there and just serving tough. One of the things that Sharon Zavala talked about before the game was that one of the weaknesses for the Crusaders has been their serve-receive at times, and you've seen it tonight. Not to take anything away from the great serves of Carmen Burbach and the rest of the Shamrocks, but really, Kathy, the Crusaders have had some problems on serve receive. And part of that is lack of experience, and a key is communication. They just need to be prepared and wanting her to serve to them. Burbach still serving, and Burbach with another service ace. Oh my, what a run for Carmen Burbach. Again, she's making those players move and make decisions, and right now they're being a little bit tentative. They've just got to want the ball. Coach Sharon Zavala trying anything to get her out of her rhythm. Christy Medjo comes back in now for Carol Week. Carmen Burbach still serving. You see the score 11-9. Scotus leads in game 2, and this time Burbach into the net for an error. She's been serving them low to the net. That one's just a little bit too low. So now Central Catholic finds themselves in a position they haven't been in much in game 2, trailing 11-9. Greiner will set it up. This time, Rushoff dug out nicely in the back row. Renner tries to push it over, and it's into the net. And a side out to Scotus, so Grand Island can't take advantage. You can just see Scotus' confidence build out after running those points there behind Burbach. I mean, that attack, I mean, she came in there, 100%. I'm going for it, and that's really paying off for him. Renter with the attack, and it's coming right for us. Almost had one there for us to play, but it bounces away, and it's a side out to Grand Island Central Catholic. Renner's doing a nice job again for her team. She's being real aggressive up front and smart. Greiner with a tough set there. And it falls in on the attack. Julie Truba. Truba with the kill. And it's a side out for Scotus now. There's Sharon Zavala, obviously concerned at this point after dropping game 1. Trailing now in game 2, 11-9. Tough serve by Julie Truba. And the Crusaders will push it over, or they'll try to at least. Heather Budd into the net, a point for Scotus. Now, we're seeing some of those errors reappear for Grand Island Central Catholic, and right now that's what it's affecting their confidence. Obviously, it's affecting them being able to get points on the board as well. Central Catholic was doing so well in game 2, Kathy, but Scotus now has reeled off 8 straight unanswered points, and that's got to be tough for any team, and especially an inexperienced team like Grand Island Central Catholic. Right. Renter
On the attack, the block. Bud now will try. Kept alive by Scotus. Oh my, what a play. This time it's Bud again, and the left-hander is long, and it's another point for Columbus Scotus.
Great hustle play by Scotus on defense. Send the ball back, kept it alive, let their attackers make the errors. Now Grand Island out of bounds again.
2 points away from a state title for Scotus. And Jessica Renter tips it over. She's battling up front, and a net violation against Renter, and a point for Scotus, 1 point away from the Class C1 state title. Subbing back in for Sharon Zavala's Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders, Jenny Rempe. Serving for the title now for Scotus is Julie Truba. Up 14-9 for the title. Almost a receiving error. Griner will set it. This is Pfeiffer. And it's blocked and it falls. Crusaders with a breath here.
They stay alive. Nice block set up. Rolls on the tape and just drops just before it gets out of bounds.
So trailing 14-9 in game 2 after dropping the first game 15-5. There you see Jenny Kropp. She's back into the game, and she's the one they're going to count on here.
I know, I'm sure they're hoping that she's, again, steps up. She's stepped up in this game too. Right now they need her again.
There is Zavala serving. Griner sets it up this time. The kill attempt by Rushoff, and it's good. A side out for Scotus on the attack from Rushoff, who stepped it up here in game 3.
Rushoff's really done a nice job. She's being real aggressive. She's just really driving hard to the ball, and she's really dominating the block in that situation.
We didn't even have to call her name much in game 1, but in game 2, Amy Rushoff has been really the difference for Scotus here, especially in the late going. Serving for the title. And the Crusaders keep it alive. Almost a service ace, blocked in front by Pfeiffer. And Pfeiffer drives it home. Scotus is the champion of Class C1.
Here we get to see that game point again in the final. The tough serving by Scotus all night has really helped them out. Here we got a net play. Pfeiffer wins at the net.
Another angle on that final play. As you see Pfeiffer, yeoman work in the middle on that final play. And there you see the celebration from the Happy Shamrocks.
And the key is it's set up by the tough serve. Scotus does a great job tonight serving really tough, making those passers move their feet, creating a situation that's to their advantage.
And there you see them. Can you have a Happy Shamrock? I don't know. Well, you do now. There's a bunch of Happy Shamrocks out on the court as Columbus Scotus finally, I guess you could say, gets the monkey off their back against Grand Island Central Catholic. And they beat this Grand Island Central Catholic team 4 times during the season. I think you can safely say they've earned this state title.
Yeah, it's great. And like I said, the teams both have a lot of respect for each other. It's hard to come here several times and lose. It's nice for them, the other team, to get the opportunity. And it's going to end up that way. One year it's going to be one group and another. So that's what it's all about.
Grand Island Central Catholic loses quite a few folks to graduation, but the cupboard is not bare after this season. When you have Jenny Kropp to build around, that's got to make Sharon Zavala confident in the fact that, hey, maybe we can get back here next year or the year after.
Right, and it's great for them. I'm sure that coming into the year this year after most of our team graduating, and we're starting brand new at ground zero here with minimal experience, and so for them just to be here, that says a lot about them, the kids, and the program at Grand Island Central Catholic.
Well, a couple of different games there in that championship match. The first game, Scotus dominating, really never threatened by Central Catholic, winning 15-5, and then Central Catholic had the lead, a big lead, 9-4 in game number 2 before literally they fell apart, and Scotus reeled off the final 11 points of the match to win 15-9. And you see the Crusaders getting their second place medals. Obviously not happy about that, but it beats 3rd and 4th. Let's throw it now to PA announcer Barry Moore to hear the names of the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders and the Columbus Scotus Shamrocks.
Number 11, Adrian Nielsen. Number 13, Heather Budd. Number 15, Allison Urbanski. Double zero, Jessica Renter. Number 2, Dara Zavala. Number 6, Allison Pack. Number 9, Jenny Rempe. Number 10, Tracy Shutt. Number 17, Jenny Kropp. All of you are welcome to receive the runner-up trophy for your school. Congratulations, Grand Island Central Catholic High School. And now to the champion. First, Coach John Peterson, we have a special award for you. Now, Coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. Number 2, Christy Korf. Number 3, Stacy Roshi. Number 4, Nikki Jaswick. Number 5, Jody Eichmeyer. Number 6, Amy Rushoff. Number 10, Kim Rickard. Number 1, Shauna Greiner. Number 7, Mandy Slusarski. Number 8, Carmen Burbach. Number 9, Rhea Wemhoff. Number 11, Julie Truba. Number 12, Audrey Pfeiffer. And now, for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 1995 Class C1 State Volleyball Trophy. Congratulations, Columbus Scotus, 28-0, our third unbeaten champion of the day.
Well, Columbus Scotus finally beats Grand Island Central Catholic in a championship game, and Columbus Scotus is thrilled to raise that championship trophy in Class C1.
I'm sure they feel it's finally our turn here. We've been here, and Central Catholic has won it. It's our turn, and I'm sure they're excited about it, and they deserve it.
And for players like Shauna Greiner and Mandy Sluzarski, the seniors on this team, as well as Amy Rushoff, they've got to feel this is especially gratifying. We'll be back with more from Lincoln's Pershing Auditorium and the 1995 State High School Volleyball Championships after this.
How many time zones are there in the People's Republic of China? Now, I'll give you some time, but not much to think about it.
Next on the American Experience, 1968, the eve of the Democratic Convention. Chicago was under siege.
We dared to defy their authority.
The police officers saw order as their job.
It would have been best if that whole day had never existed.
The whole world was watching. Chicago, 1968. Next on the American Experience.
Monday night at 8 on Nebraska Public Television.
The continental United States has 4 time zones. China, which is about the same size, has only 1. That's right, 1. It's a fact. It's also a fact that you can find out more about the world just by watching Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego weekdays at 5 here on Nebraska Public Television.
I think you see things on PBS you just don't see anywhere else.
There's television that can stimulate and enlighten. That's PBS.
I think PBS takes the imagination seriously.
Business is usually conducted from 9 to 5, except that in many places that occurs between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. your time. I'm Melissa Conti. There's a new program on public television to keep you on top of overnight developments. Morning Business Report. In addition to updates from London on market activity overseas, we bring you financial newsmaker interviews and everything you need to know as you begin your business day. Morning Business Report.
See it weekday mornings at 6:30 on Nebraska Public Television.
Welcome back to Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln. The Class C1 state championship has been decided. I'm Bill Dolman with Kathy DeBoer-Wieskamp and Kevin Kugler. We've been here all day bringing you the 1995 Nebraska State High School Volleyball Championships. It's been a lot of fun. We've got one more match to go. That will be the championship in Class B between Ogallala and Blair. But right now we want to put the finishing touches on the Class C1 state championship, and congratulations go out to Columbus Scotus, another unbeaten state champion in 1995. They were very impressive down in Grand Island Central Catholic. That's always a great rivalry, but it was a little bit easier than usual for the Shamrocks as they win it in 2 straight games.
They did a nice job here, and they were real aggressive, and they played really confident tonight. And then, like I said, I think they feel it's their turn, and they did a nice job doing what they needed to do.
Well, we want to head it downstairs to Kevin Kugler, who is standing by with some of the winners in that Class C1 state championship match. Kevin, take it away.
Thank you very much, Bill. I'm standing here with Amy Rushoff, who had such a great game, too. Amy, you came off the bench and really provided a big spark for your team.
It was kind of scary. I was more excited than nervous, though, I think, and I just came out and did my best.
How's it feel after losing to Grand Island Central Catholic before in the final to finally get these guys beaten and win your state title?
Feels great. That's all we want to do is stop their state championship streak.
Did you feel at the beginning of the season that you needed to win the state title in order for it to be a good year?
Yeah, we did.
Now, how gratifying is it for you in Game 2 personally that you had such a great Game 2 for your team?
I just wanted to come through, and I did, so.
Well, congratulations to you, Amy. A great job in game number 2. We really enjoyed watching you guys play, and let's bring in your teammate now, Julie Trubuck. Come on in here. Congratulations, Julie. You, on the other hand, had a great Game 1 and a good Game 2 as well. What was the difference for you guys tonight?
Well, we knew that we had to pass the ball well and make sure we got all our serves over and in and just play great defense for them.
Now, you guys have played Grand Island Central Catholic 3 times. You've beaten them 3 times coming into this one tonight. How different was it tonight?
Well, we knew they had our number, and they were going to play really tough against us, and they really wanted to beat us bad the 4th time.
Did you have it in your mind at all that they'd beaten you before in the state final, and here it is again? You know you'd beaten them 3 times in the regular season, but perhaps in the back of your mind, oh gosh, they beat us before here.
Yeah, we knew that we couldn't let down and that they were going to be gunning for us, so we just had to play our best.
Now talk about your play personally on a team that's got a lot of well-known stars. You tend to play a role at some points, but tonight you really stepped up and took the spotlight away.
Well, I don't know. I just knew we had to play the best to beat them and just try to step in and do my best.
Now, Julie, what's your role on the team? What do you see your role as among the players, Carmen Burbach and Shauna Greiner, everyone else that gets a little more of the press perhaps, but then there's you. You come in and you do the dirty work in the trenches. What's your role on the team?
Well, I know that we had to put up a strong block against them because they can swing well at the ball, and blocking and mostly blocking and hitting.
Well, congratulations to you, Julie. Let's bring in your coach now, who's got to feel good about this as well. Congratulations on a great state title.
Thanks a lot.
Coach. Coach, congratulations. You got to feel good about this one. You feel like you've sort of had that monkey taken off your back with Grand Island Central Catholic?
Well, you know, in the last 2 years, it's been a lot of heartache for us. But, you know, on the other hand, Grand Island Central Catholic's had a great team, and Sharon Zavala does an excellent job with them. And so it really wasn't it was no heartache or no shame to lose them because of the talent they had and the abilities they had. But it certainly is nice for us to get one.
Any feelings of that you kind of deserve this? After all, it is your turn. They've won a couple now. It's your turn to win one.
Well, I don't know if you deserve it or not, but you know, these kids have worked awful hard all year, and they have hearts of gold, and they're just great kids to be around, and that's what I feel good about, that they had a chance to win a state championship.
Now, you talked before the game about how the offensive balance was really a key for you, and it has been all season. Your balance really showed tonight. Players like Julie Truba stepping it up in key situations.
Well, Julie Truba was out with mono the first half of the year, and it just right now is probably playing the best volleyball of the year. We knew that she was really a nice player coming in and beginning of the year, and now it's nice to see her get back to the level. And you know, Carmen Burbach was an all-stater last year and just excellent talent, and Audrey Pfeiffer is, you know, and just going to be an outstanding player, and she had some big hits for us as well. And you know, and a girl like Amy Rushoff steps up, and you know, she started in the middle for us earlier in the year, and it's neat to see a kid like that. She had to really play a role all year long, kind of had to sit on the bench at the end a little bit, but she came in at a lot of times in a lot of crucial matches and made the big plays.
Now, you've won state championships in 86 and 90, and now here in 95. Any time yet to compare the three championships now?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to compare. You know, 10 years ago is a long time ago. I kind of kid some of the kids that played in 86 here. I said, well, you guys are pretty old. We have an alumni volleyball tournament, and I said, we'll put you in the old ladies bracket because you guys don't want to compete with this kind of talent. So, but, you know, it's really, it's exciting.
Well, Coach, congratulations. We're excited for you as well. Congratulations on your state title.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
More from Lincoln's Pershing Auditorium in just a moment. Columbus Scotus, the Class C1 1995 State High School Volleyball Championship. Stay with us. Back in a moment.